we have the knowledge because of our legacy experience and all our clients. So that is something that it comes with us, but also we love and brave for anticipating what comes next and build it for you. At the end of the day, if you had a problem, we probably solved it before, and if we haven't, we will build it with you.
Hey, hello, and welcome to another episode of Connected, podcast where we cover some of the most interesting and powerful vendors in the industry that are integrated with the Pragmatic Solutions platform, and as such, provide gaming operators with great products and services. And today is certainly no exception. Andrea, it is a pleasure to have you on. Andrea Sala is Gaming Platforms and Partners Manager at Nuvei. How you doing?
I'm very good. Ashley, thank you so much for having me here and for the opportunity. It's a pleasure.
It's my pleasure. We've been a long-time partner, Pragmatic Solutions with Nuvei. Many of our customers use Nuvei for payment processing. I think you guys have an outstanding product in terms of coverage, and everybody knows that getting money in is the lifeblood of the industry. So like you sit at a critical point in the provision of service to the operator. But I think sometimes people don't necessarily know the differences in many of the payment providers in the industry. And it's interesting today to get a chance to talk with you about what differentiates Nuvei from others. But let's start at the top. I'm a Montrealer myself. Nuvei is a Montreal-based company, so right away, close to my heart. But if you don't mind, introduce us, the business that is.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity. So Nuvei, global payment provider. We service a lot of industries that can space from travel to retail to digital goods, but our bread and butter has always been iGaming. It's been for at least over 20 years of expertise and actually dedication to this specific industry and the complexities that the industry entails. So we developed so many features, and in terms of tech, we were really focused on tech for the specific industry. Therefore, there's a lot of added value to especially the iGaming industry.
What's the scope of services, though? What do you guys cover? Traditional payment methods, alternative payment methods, market coverage? Unpack it a bit.
Transactions from A to Z, but a very modular approach. So you can decide what you actually need. We're an acquirer, first of all, local acquirer in more than 50 countries and an acquirer in over 200, therefore very global. That being said, we also produce a robust risk management tool that is, again, beneficial for iGaming, but in terms of alternative payment methods, that's our cherry on top, over 720 plus, and maybe I'm a little bit behind because we develop them every other week. So that's where we are fully global, but very localized when it comes to alternative payment methods and servicing you on a specific market. Say an example, Pix in Brazil or Blink in Poland. We have all of that. But I think that our added value is actually figuring out what is it that you need and giving it to you, or understanding what it is that you want or your next strategy is.
As a platform provider, it's one of the advantages we look to bring operators is coverage in regulated markets, so that when they choose to use us as their platform, they're already some degree ready for local market regulation so they can expand. And I suppose that's a big advantage you guys bring to the table too, is even if an operator initially is in a single market or a few markets, by working with Nuvei, they're already capable of expanding their market coverage by combination of platform readiness and also payments readiness in those markets. I suppose that's one of the significant values you bring, is just your global network coverage and readiness for those markets to enable an operator to expand their business more quickly with a single integration with Nuvei. How else would you describe the impact you can have on an operator's business?
That is a very good question, and it's actually what you said. It's a single integration that brings it all. I mean, take Brazil. We are a direct provider of pigs, and we're able to absolutely smash Novibet and Betano, and we had over 600 millions in transacted volume with Superbets, and that speaks by itself. Yeah, it's. I'm kind of like, I don't even have to sell anymore. Yeah, it is what it is. But that is one thing. Or for example, you go to Poland, or I'm based in Amsterdam. We've got Ideal Direct. The pricing is competitive, and the regulation imposes you to have name verification. We knew that before the regulation became an actual mandate. So by anticipating, we are actually helping you, operator, to do your job in the most compliant way, and supporting you all the way. So it could be consultative, but it's actually really, you needed something, we got you before it actually happens. And that goes with sorry, go ahead.
No, I don't want to cut off your train of thought, because it's all quite interesting about how you guys bring it all together. But would you say that's a differentiator with Nuvei versus others in this space, is the variety of payment instruments and payment options and alternative payment methods that you can bring through a single integration? But I also know there's a lot that you guys do on the back end in terms of the tech focus. Is there additional value that you add in terms of the management capabilities around your payment processes and payment options available to customers?
I think it's a combination of all of it, meaning that we offer now 760 plus alternative payment methods. There is 40 only in Mexico, for example, and that is a staggering portfolio, meaning that you can literally fall on your feet and you know you're covered. That being said, also acquiring in more than 200 countries, I mean, it speaks by itself, and the direct connection and integration that we have with certain payment methods allow us to always be competitive on the pricing and on the actual functioning, like the actual tech. That being said, iGaming, high risk management is also one of our core business, and we make sure that you comply with KYC, AML. So we got you covered also on that. I want to reframe one more time. It's over 20 years of experience, and getting the info from operators and actually applying that and developing products for the operator that can be also expanded to all our clients, I think is where we have a competitive advantage to any other payment processor. We're not only an acquirer, we're not only a gateway, also we have that, fantastic, but we're not only APMs. We grow with you and build things for you that also help us become more knowledgeable and robust in industry.
I guess it's a bit of a virtuous cycle in that you guys are dealing with some of the biggest, most successful operators in the industry, and their requirements and their requests of you to improve the service further qualify you to deal with the best and biggest in the industry, because you have a strong feedback loop with your customers to implement the features and tooling that they need to manage payments most efficiently for their business. And the quality of the intel that you guys get, that you turn into new product development, only further distances you from any competitor in this space.
It does, but that's exactly the juice at the end. No, it's true. I mean, the kind of like heritage and legacy that we get from having certain clients literally brings us to what we are at now. Make another example. We have a proprietary blacklist that is for us from the merchants, where if a customer behaves ambiguously on one platform, say X merchant, we know it, we flag it, and then the next merchant that has the same customer, we will tell them beforehand, so we can reduce chargebacks, we improve acceptance ratio, and this is something that we built in collaboration with operators. So it's a joint effort at the end that benefits everybody.
Have you got an example of a recent operator success story where you were able to provide a solution that really accelerated their business or expanded their opportunity?
Not that recent, but that's a good one. So Rank Group, one of the major UK operators. When PSD2 and 3DS2 came into place, and everybody was really afraid that would cause friction at checkout, and player retention was absolutely nowhere to be considered. We sat down with them, had a workshop, talked through, and actually, okay, we're talking about PSD3 now, so again, it's not that recent, but we followed them and understood what the pain point was, and then low risk transaction, we would accept them and just put authorization only on the ones we were not sure about. And we sat down with them first year when everybody was seeing decline. We had 9% increase on their authorization ratio, and then 17% year to year. So again, that speaks for itself.
Amazing.
It changed their revenue, changed the way they were looking at the business, because everybody was really scared about what the regulation was entailing. Take another example on again Brazil. When you have direct access and connection to PIX, you will understand that you take a lot of third-party providers out of the way. Pricing is competitive and it's seamless. So no friction at checkout, no absolute redundancy when it comes to actually gathering other providers to service you. And LATAM is a fragmented market. Everybody's got their own rule. Brazil is newly regulated. Therefore, this is what I think is our really core value, to be able to adapt to a completely ever-changing markets and not only adapt, but anticipate your need.
Okay, so I'm an operator considering how I approach payment processing for my business. Either I'm an existing operator with volume already, or I'm an operator that's entering the market. What does it look like getting started with Nuvei?
It's all about tailor-made. This I will say, and it's I think the beauty of it. You can be a well-known name or a challenger that is trying to build their own business or new market, actually, from going to Europe and optimizing it, or penetrating a new market. We follow you, we're there for you, we study for you. Side note, you have no idea how many times I'm asked business intelligence on this market, and I'm very, very happy to provide. And that's the beauty of actually having a partnership with a company that knows exactly what you're dealing with. So I want to say there's no one size fits all. It's what your needs are, let's figure it out, but also what do you want to do next? So to us, it's more like a long-term growth as opposed to just another payment provider that will support you for a couple of years. And that being said as well, sorry if I interrupt you, omni-channel. It's kind of new, very, very important, for example, in Europe. The fact that you have unified reporting in between land-based and online, and you're able to carry both in a compliant way, because that's also the problem. It's through us. We have Bus Bingo that is very, very happy with us both handling the in-venue and online business.
Right. Okay.
I want to say it's a little bit anticipating what is going to go next, and I think it's going to be the future of the industry at large anyway.
When you mentioned omnichannel, I was thinking you were talking about mobile versus desktop. I hadn't appreciated that you're also in retail environments then, supporting an omnichannel operator who's both land-based and online.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
because I would be multi-channel. I don't want to change the jargon here, but it's basically land-based versus online, and it's of course a challenge because the business is completely different, and you have to be aware of all the regulation, anti-money laundering, fraud, what have you. The fact that at the end of the day, an operator can have a unified reporting and match payment data and not lose user experience, that is where I actually see the added value of this technology of what we offer.
So to put it all together, to sum it all up, keynotes to hit for an operator who's looking for solutions for payments to give them the widest global coverage or to help them in a difficult regulated market where compliance, fraud mitigation, and successful transaction processing rates are critically important. What do they need to know about Nuvei?
I think that to sum it all up, it's not about an off-the-shelf payment provider that will help you for a little bit and then leave you high and dry. It's more about partnering with a company that understands the need of ever-changing, very complex industry that is iGaming. And not only we have the knowledge because of our legacy experience and all our clients, so that is something that it comes with us, but also we love and brave for anticipating what comes next and build it for you. At the end of the day, if you had a problem, we probably solved it before, and if we haven't, we will build it with you. I think that's the core of our company, and that's
I get it. I mean, we're both in separate services within the industry, but we both sit in a critical point in the operator's technology solution for operation of their business, and it is such a consultative dialogue with our customers because we do the same from a platform perspective, is not only look to solve the issues or service the technology requirements of the customer today, but we want to be in conversation with them about what their ambitions are for their business tomorrow and be in step in anticipating the requirements that we can address or the challenges that we can solve, and do the readiness our side to mean that when they enter a new market or a market they're already in, to protect the revenues they have, and maybe it's regulating, as we've seen recently with the Brazil market, to be in step with that customer and anticipate the needs that they're going to have and be ready from the service that we provide. And in talking with you, I'm realizing how similar it is in what you're doing with payments. It's not a static product. You have to evolve with the market. You need to be listening and in a constant feedback loop with your customers, which helps better inform your product as you set out, and be ready to help them protect their revenues and their business opportunities in the markets where payments is at the very top of the funnel. If you can't get the money in from the customer, there is no business to grow in that market. So you're providing a critical service that
Absolutely.
is evolving with the needs of the market. Really interesting talking with you about it.
Thank you. We can close it, but another example that just came to mind that is also leveraging the relationship in between big names like being principal partner with Visa, MasterCard, and having to abide with their demands, and knowing that the regulator sometimes actually is not really in line with Visa, MasterCard. I'll make an example with Germany. Germany regulator now needs to know what the cardholder, whether the cardholder matches with the card itself.
Yeah.
This is a technology that Visa and MasterCard don't have. We are in place to have it before actually Visa and MasterCard can have it. It's happening now, but that's how we anticipate the actual need from the regulator and going to talk with the big guys.
And the
before
advantage
they
you
actually
have
have the technology, we have it. That is
and the
where
advantage you get by being a sector-focused supplier.
Correct.
Your
Correct.
pedigree in the gaming industry, your strong weight of your customer relationships being towards the gaming industry means you're better tuned in to what this industry's requirements are, even ahead of, as you say, Visa anticipating the need themselves.
Correct. So it is to me brilliant because I don't have to sell a product. I believe in the product because it just does by itself, and that's where again, lies the competitive advantage of Nuvei in, again, of every operator that works with us.
Andrea Sala, Gaming Platforms and Partners Manager at Nuvei. Pleasure speaking with you, as always. We're really grateful for the good working relationship we at Pragmatic Solutions have with Nuvei. But you're connected to many operators in the industry and through other platforms beyond Pragmatic Solutions. But we're grateful for our strong working relationship with you and to feature you on the Connected podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much, Ashley. And till the next.
All right. And thank you, everybody, for watching another episode of Connected with Pragmatic Solutions.